I see a few new faces here and there are other people that had asked me, why are we here today? That was the question when I first walked in. Why are we here today? So the best person who can answer that is this gentleman right here, Brother Gilbert.
I'm honored to be here this morning in front of all these wonderful people, wonderful faces, friends that I know, people that going to be my friend. This all started one day with my friend Ikaika over here in the back. We started at my corner lot called The Hub, Pihonua Opuna. One Saturday, look, I even forget the day, was in
May 5th.
May 5th. Okay, May 5th. Yeah, we started. He said, hey, Hawaiian, we're going to do something for the community. I'm a talking pigeon. We're going to do something for the community. I said, shoot, Hawaiian, what you like to do? He said, you con a lot. Let's do something good, special. Like on relief informational place. So I said, shoot, Hawaiian, let's do it. So we did that. Then in my mind, Ikaika had it good, was awesome. Then I said, you know what, Lord, something else missing. So where these people gonna go? Why? Because I was a victim. I was a victim myself with the other lava flow. I didn't know much about lava flow. I knew it was slow, but it was coming. So at that time, I educated myself like, okay, I gotta do something. I sold my home. I didn't lose my home from the lava. I sold it. So from there, I see the despair. I see people crying. I see, a lot of many things at our hub. So it kind of got me driven. But I gotta thank first is God first. God is number one. Why? Because God gave me the servant's heart. Without God, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be doing this. My beautiful wife, my kids sacrifice. I'm always the first and the last to leave. Everybody can be home, eating dinner, watching TV. I still stay over here. Why? Because every unit here to my community, to the state of Hawaii, can be done. Anything we face in life, anything, hurricanes, flood, lava flow, with a community can be done. That's why every unit has Hope 1 to Hope 20. And the vision came from Leonard. Leonard was the seed. Leonard Tanaka was the seed. So I never like overwhelm you, Gilbert. But how you think about these sheds? So behind of you guys, those two little sheds was our vision. That was the start. Then from that seed, I ended up planting that seed. I grafted. And as the farmer, we're reaping this harvest of 20 right now. That's where it all started. I picked this place. Why? Because I get all the utilities over here. Supposed to have, some senior housing over here. This place is special to me. I born and raised in Paho all my life. And I just letting the community know. No run away. No run away. Stay. No be afraid because I stay. And with the help of the community, the contractors, individuals, I always say to be the best, you gotta beat the best. And that best is within our own selves. And that's how this all started. We're the first in the state of Hawaii that I found out, even our county, to put up 20 homes, tiny homes, in one day. One day. And I'm proud. We couldn't have done this without our mayor, Mayor Harry Kim, Governor Ige, with their proclamation. But I kind of invent the rules. Yeah. Oh, well, I kind of invent the rules of, doing with respect. I was working late over here. But that's how it all started, guys. You know, this is going to be somebody's home. Somebody's home could be us. Could be my mom. Could be me. And especially that man right behind me, he's stay quiet, General Hara and his boys all over here. Yeah. And I couldn't do him alone. Mr. Haunga, right there. I had to drag him in. And Daryl, Olivera, him in. I don't know, he's still right there. These guys thought I was crazy. But you know what, guys? On that starting line, I am gonna be the first on that finish line. Why? Because I ate their pain. I told everybody, guys, there's no excuses, we're gonna finish. These people sleep on pallets. We go home, we get one bed. These people, pallet is a commodity, like it's, you know, with the Aloha spirit we get in Hawaii, with our county, with our state, there's no price tag for Aloha. No more. You can add all the zeros you like. No more on price tag. Only gonna be done here in Hawaii. A lot of people involved here, from the ground, from up. I started with a small dozer, and from a small dozer came all this. Terrence in the back there, Tracy from Goodfellow, Junior. This ground you guys sit on is supposed to only have 10 houses, but I'm pushed for 20. We have over 4,000 plus cubic yards of aggregate donated from that man right there, Colin Thomas with Pacific Meridian. You know, it's a lot of people involved. You know, like I was telling Randy, over 50 plus contractors donated time plus donated material. And this woman right here, Miss Tulsi, really supported me a lot, where she said, Gil, always inform me what you like me to do. You know, and all you people are special to me. Like I told Jason, Daryl, I met with them one day. I'm going to save all you folks first before I save my own self. And you guys can count on me on that. You guys, I make my promise. I will save all you folks first before myself. That's how much I love my island, Hawaii, my community. Every one of you are special to me. That's why all this when happen, look, we get plants and all. I dragged my son early this morning to water the plants. Riley, let's go. It's 5:30, Dad. Let's go. Let's go. Why have this much energy? Because you gotta love what you do. You put your heart into it, not recognition, that bambay. And I told my friend Bronson, or my wife, everyone come with rubber slippers. Oh, no, you gotta use shoes. This is me. Only when special occasions I use a law shirt. I can go in with rubber slippers. Because you know what, guys, don't judge me. Judge me from my heart. That's what makes this special. That's how it started, guys. This is all this accomplishment by a lot of people. I keep myself last because Nori, God knows, this is in 30 days. Not even 1 month. Tomorrow make 1 month. This is 30 days and we went lighter up. Thanks to Mr. Dela Cruz there, IBW 1186, helped me out. Even for my boys. Even for my employees. Even for Bronson, the other contractors that helped. And to have Leonard install the first in the state of Hawaii, that sunflower. Classic. Like what Ikaika say, hey, Puna stay classy. We stay. But I can talk, you know what, guys? Thank you very much for being here.
Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. So we want to again mahalo everybody. And there were so many hands from all over the island, from all over, just came. And I remember when I asked Gil, I said, so what time, what is your goal for today? And when he asked me to come and do the blessing, to start the project, he said, I'll finish them in one day, sister. So I said, okay, I'm going to pray that we finish them in one day. After my prayer was done, I told him, brother, you're going to finish them by 5:30. Okay, 5:15, everything was all power. He said, sister. So, the Lord said, ask, and you shall receive. Seek, and you shall find. Knock, and look. The doors are open today. So, again, we want to mahalo everybody. But we have to, first of all, thank the Lord for giving us the knowledge, the wisdom, the faith, the patience, and the understanding. And most importantly, putting love in all of us so that we can work together. That's the key. Aloha ke kahi, because if you cannot work together, nothing going to be achieved. We're going to fight. We're going to butt heads. And so, we all got to come together. We all got to work. We may not disagree. We may not agree on everything. We're going to disagree here and there. But the bottom line is, we got to work together to try and accomplish what needs to be done. So, e pule kako. Oh, hea oe e Jehovah e koma koa kua. Kia kua I au aku, I au aku, I au aku. Kia kua I hane I kalania me ka honua. A me na mea a pau a kako I ike ai, I ke iala. Kia kua no oe o koma ko haku aloha o Yesu Kristo. Ka mea I make ke ano koma ko mau hewa. Ua haawi o ia mākou I ke kanaka, I ku like I kou ano. Ua hana o ia mākou e like me oe. I hiki a mākou ke mālama I ka honua. I hiki a mākou ke mālama I ka aina. Ua haawi o ia mākou ka ike, ka naawao, ka makaukau. I hiki a mākou ke haawi I noa. No laila, eia mākou I ke ia la e kamakua lani. Maluna o ke ia aina I haawi ia mai. E ka hale pule o Sacred Hearts. Ua komo oe I kela I ini. I loko o ke ia kanaka o Gilbert, lawa o Ikaika. Ua kahea oe, I na lehu, na kini lehu, e hele mai, a kōkua mai I na poe a pau, ma puna nei. No laila e kamakua lani, e launa pu me kākou ke iala. I hiki a kākou ke ho'opō mai kai, ke ia aina a ho'o mai kai I na poe I hele mai. Na poe e kukulu I ke ia mau hale a me na poe e komoana a noho I loko o ke ia mau hale. Heavenly Father, we just humbly come before you to give you all the praises and thanksgiving for bringing the multitudes of people, for inspiring Gilbert and Ikaika, giving them the vision to call out to those that have the talent to make this possible, to put people into these homes, people that are in need from losing their place in the lava flow. We thank you for the many hands and the donation of time, service, love, aloha. We thank you for the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding, the patience, and the ability to achieve the vision of Gilbert and Ikaika, and the many families that are looking for a place to stay. 20 people, 20 families possibly, but there are more that are in need. And for those that are out there, we ask that you help them, open the way, guide those that are in leadership to work together so that things can happen for these families. It is not about the community, it's about the individual families and their needs. And there are many, and they are very different from each other. So we ask that we come together as people, not as titles, as people, individuals, making a difference to help those that are in need. And so we thank you, Lord, for this day that you have given us, the sunshine, the blessing, that we can come and bear witness to your great inspiration through the many hands that came and gave of their time, their energy, their aloha to make this possible. We ask that you bless each and every individual home from number 1 to number 20, to the facilities that they will use in unison. We ask that you bless the bathrooms. We ask that you bless the 4 corners of this property and to continue the efforts and the plans from this day forward. Not just here at Sacred Hearts, but also at all the different places that are now coming together to put more of these dwellings on these different properties. We ask that you open the way for all of these families to receive the FEMA, the assistance that they need to restart their lives. And we just thank you for all those that have come forward in sharing. So we ask that you continue to bless each and every one of them. All the hands that have been part of this project, we ask that you bless their families and continue to watch over them. O ke ia ka uleo ka hea I loko o ka inoa ka makua, ke keiki a me ka uhane he molele. Mai ke au kumole a hiki ke au pau ole. And everybody said, Amen. Mahalo.
Thank you, Pilani. All right. We're just getting started. Yeah, so Gilbert's my assistant coach. He was a while back when his boy played with me baseball. And so I would always threaten the boys. It's like, hey, if we lose today, Coach Gilbert gonna have to talk after. And we might not go home to the next day, you know the kind. So at least to our surprise, we went undefeated that year. Oh man, good fun. So we're very happy to. It's a good occasion, right? We get key players in the house. I mean, we talked about how this thing got started, kind of, but also I'd acknowledge we county council members: Valerie Poindexter, Karen Eoffs, Leloy's here too, Eileen. Thank you so much, O'Hara, for being here. Senator Russell Ruderman's here, Representative Joy San Benaventura's here. And thank you for helping out once in a while, being the attorney. When we need it, legal questions, I don't know, go talk to Joy. But that's very helpful. And of course, our Congresswoman Tulsi, thank you for being here. Governor Ige, Harry, thank you so much. I want to call up Brandy. Actually, we'll call up Daryl. Daryl Oliveira. Please come up and tell us how how this kind of got started from a different perspective. Okay?
Thank you. Good morning. What a beautiful day. And you know, it's not just about celebrating the accomplishment, it's celebrating the journey. And that's what I was asked to come up and share a little bit this morning, is how we got to where we are today. And this started as a vision with Gilbert, Leonard, and another contractor, Reef Tawate. They came into our office at HPM one day, shortly after the eruption broke out, and said, hey, from our churches, we're looking at ways we can provide some alternative living conditions for church members. And it looks like the sheds you folks manufacture would be a great opportunity or an alternative. Can we talk about that? And from there, that vision kind of grew. It started first at taking the two prototypes you see out here, the 8x8s of smaller structures, and putting them out, one at Gilbert's property at the hub, another one at the Makuu Farmers Market, just to show the community what might be an option going forward, a type of construction, what it could look like, and provide, again, an alternative, a temporary stepping stone to permanent housing. From there, when we met with Gilbert, myself and Janice from Hope Services, when we came out, she wanted to talk to Gilbert about how can we work with the hub about collecting intake information about those going to the hub for services that can be used to then identify the need. Who needs homes, who needs housing, who needs assistance. During that conversation, Janice and Gilbert talked about this site, which they both knew was originally intended to be a site for a homeless shelter, in partnership with the Catholic Church and Hope Services. And Gilbert came up with the thought, hey, what if we were to put up more structures on that property? Would Hope Services be interested? So Janice went back, sat down with Brandy and their team, and they discussed, hey, could this be a concept to be pursued? And from there, it started. It was interesting, the process, because we met with the contractors on May 15th. By May 18th, you had the structures out on the public grounds being visible. Through that time, we were working with county officials, the mayor's planning department, building department, trying to identify how do you modify or request maybe accommodations under the amended proclamations to allow for small structures to be built to allow habitation, which wasn't normally permitted. So that process was also moving at the same time. By May 30th, Gilbert had a dozer here. He was already clearing the grass and pushing back the vegetation. And through all of his passion and commitment, others came forward, his connections with other contractors. It was just amazing to see people coming out, showing up on the job site and saying, hey, we can bring this, we can help you with this. And a lot of it, I think, was everyone feeding off of Gilbert's energy, his passion to do what was going to be right for the community. And what started off as just 20 structures grew from there. On June 9th, with the initial build or big build, 20 of the structures came up in less than 8 hours. And that was up to a roof before lunch. Gilbert told everybody that morning, we're not going to break for lunch until all the roofs are on. And he held his word. And I should step back. What was interesting is prior to that Saturday, that actual Wednesday, when we had material being dropped off, it was Gilbert, Bronson, their crews, and the team from the Guard. And the plan was to get at least 2 prototypes put up so that people could see when they came on Saturday what the finished product would look like. And that day it rained harder than any of us ever saw in Pohoa. It was rivers running down through the side here. But at the end of the day, the structures were up, and when Gilbert was doing his debrief for the crew, he said, now you can understand what people are living in up at the shelter. What you folks experienced today in the rain, it was wet, miserable, and cold, is what they're living with every day up there when the rains come. So it left everybody with more heart, more passion to get this done, because we could appreciate what they were going through. Even if it was just for one day, I think it opened all our eyes to how difficult the situation was up at the shelter. So again, the project grew as the structures came up. Like it was done on June 9th. All 20 structures were built. Discussion of how the common area would come together with making a nice, livable, comfortable pavilion-type setting for people to congregate, to do some meal prep, and sharing of programs, connecting with services, and then the discussion of restroom facilities. So what started out as 20 structures quickly became something bigger and greater than any of us could have imagined. A lot of that was driven by Gilbert and Bronson. So I really can't say thank you enough to them for their passion, but I really want to say thank you to their families. You know, Gilbert alluded to it that he's first here and last to leave. I know for the both of them, they've been here every single day through this project. along with the men and women of the Guard. And really, it's the families that are sacrificing to allow them to be here, to share their gifts, their talents, and be a part of this. So I really want to say thank you to all the families. As was said earlier, there's more projects out there. I think what it says a lot about this community is Puna is a special place. It's a very strong, resilient community. We've seen it time and time again. Everybody coming out to help one another. It's just amazing, heartwarming, and unbelievable. So again, this should be viewed as not the first, but not the last of maybe many more opportunities to take care of people that are going through some pretty hard times. And the efforts are still continuing on looking at permanent solutions, because this is really just a stepping stone, an opportunity to breathe, decompress, get things in order, and find more permanent, appropriate living solutions. So again, thank you, Brandy, for being here, and it's been great being a part of the project, and I gotta say it one more time. Thank you, Gilbert and Bronson. It's been great working with you guys.
And thank you, Daryl. Thank you, Daryl Oliver. It is true story. Puna is strong. I mean, just think about it. When I was working with FEMA, they said, oh, Kimo, this is unprecedented. We never had 5 volcanic issues all at once. And I was like, what is that 5 volcanic issues? They say, well, lava and then the poisonous gases, not to mention the projectiles that's shooting out of right? And then the continuous earthquakes, and then let's not forget the ash, So I was like, wow, you guys never write the manual on this. You guys not prepared, so I tell you, but so with FEMA, Red Cross, and the county, we're all just working together to try to figure this out. This is truly historic and unprecedented. So let me call up Brandy Menino, CEO from Hope Services, to talk a little bit about all the many hands,
Holy smokes, so much pressure. These guys are great storytellers, right? So I'm just privileged and honored to be here. Brandy Menino, Chief Executive Officer for Hope Services Hawaii. So I'll add a little twist to the story. So 30 days ago, I didn't even know Gil, right? So I heard this story, like Daryl had mentioned, from Janice, my Director of Operations. She's actually in Japan. Oh, well, these are vacation right now. And from Daryl. And Daryl's a very humble man himself. And so I really depended on actually their mana'o and what they brought to the table, because they're pitching this for Gil, right? They said, hey, Brand, so we wanna do these shelters here at this site. And I was like, oh boy, we already had committed to the county to build affordable housing. I see Miss Emily and Naniole in the audience, and my predecessor, Carol Ignacio, the board director, back in the day, they brought the Kauai High units here to this site. So it's not like we wasn't ready, we just never have the relationships to deploy what just happened in 30 days, right? We didn't have the right people at the table, right? So when Gil made the ask through Daryl, and if you don't know Daryl, Daryl's the previous Civil Defense Administrator, right? And before that, he was our fire chief, right? So if anybody gonna think about disasters, I gonna depend on Daryl, right? So what he says makes sense to me, because that's not my expertise. But we've worked together and built that relationship in the previous disaster, Tropical Storm Iselle and the lava flow at that time. And it's through my relationship with Daryl and Janice that really made me said, okay, I'm gonna try Chansum. And let me go ask the big bosses. So I'm in my board meeting, trying to pitch this idea, right? Because it's, how you gonna get all these people and these structures on Catholic Church land, right? How am I gonna convince my governance and my bosses, and then let alone the landowners, which is the Catholic Church, to do this right now instead of what we had originally planned, which is our affordable housing for homelessness. That is our work in our community. Hope Services helps to reduce homelessness on our island. We operate emergency shelters and transitional housings. And any time, and like in this situation, people and families lose homes, everybody go like this to Hope Services, right? So what are you gonna do, Brad? I'm like, I don't know, there's 600 homes that you guys let me do. It takes a community. There's no way Hope Services can do this on their own. And look what happened. In less than 30 days, one vision in one leadership build team, this happened. So I want to call them up because I've gotten to know them over the last 30 days. It's actually less than 30 days, right? So I want to call back Daryl, right? I want to call back Gil, I want to call back Bronson Hanga. With Hanga Construction, come up, guys. And we want to call up Leonard Tanaka. And then we want to thank General Hara, right? But we want to ask Captain Driggers to come up. I see you. On any given day, 1, 2, 3, or all of them were on site, right? So you see all the women and the men in uniform, right? So there's no way we would have been able to do this without this leadership team, right? Everybody keeps looking at Hope Services, but I was just along for the ride. Really, that's what I was doing, just trying to keep up. I thought homeless work was hard. Like keeping up with construction workers is harder. Like I don't even understand their language. And I tell them that, like, you guys gotta break it down. Like, what do you mean? Like, tell me the exact words you guys want me to ask the mayor's office. Like, so they tell me, like, hey, what form? Hey, Daryl, what form you like me ask? Form what? 213. So, like, very detailed is like the language. These guys here helped me with the language to make the ask in our community. So, let me start with Gil, brother man. Okay. So, see, he's very expressive, you guys can tell, right? Like, even in his text messages. Like, I thought I was the emoji queen. Brother man is the emoji king, okay? And it doesn't go out what Daryl and Kimo had said and mentioned is like, I don't even know when this guy goes home. I'm like, bro, you married or what? When do you go home? And he's like, because he texts us, I think, like in 10 different text messages with like 10 different people in those text messages from 3 in the morning till like almost 11 o'clock, sometimes even after 11, right? So I go, you live and thrive off of 3 or 4 hours of sleep? Like, is that real or what? He's like, don't worry, get him, sister, get him. One day, I had asked my dad, he's a retired union painter, to come out and help. And then he was on site, and my brother, my nephew, and then Gil, I came driving up, and Gil goes, hey, Brad, yo, that's your dad. I'm like, oh, yeah, I told him for help, come paint. He's like, I know your dad. I go, from where? Puiki. He's like, yeah. I go, yeah. When I first moved here in 91, I said we moved to Aina Loa. And so Pohiki was where our stomping grounds were back in the day. And that's how Gil knew my family. But see, I was the girl in school. I never really hung out. Like, sometimes I go to Puiki, but I just stayed in school. But then they knew each other. So like, oh, wow, okay, there's a connection. You know, Hawaii, you always got to find connections to start trusting, right? But we trusted this guy through Daryl. 30 days later, a leap of faith, look what happened, right? Bronson, he's probably the most humblest man you'll ever meet. He's so humble. I was like, bruh, he is amazing. Right? So we got Big Island Electric, Pacific Rim Construction, because I had to get all of this down, right? Every time people ask me, I gotta say, Pacific Construction, Big Island Electric, Hunga Construction, from Bronson Hunga, because apparently you get plenty brothers, yeah? Yeah, okay, so let's be clear. Bronson Hunga Construction, but they come in teams, their crew, right? They put aside some of their work projects to be here to make this all happen. When the idea was pitched, it was these 20 structures, and then a 20 by 40 was gonna be this pavilion, and then the truck, because there's like, well, how are we gonna do bathrooms and showers? I'm like, oh, hey, no worry. One of my community partners who does homeless work on the Oahu had just bought one hygiene trailer, like back March, on Oahu. So we called the branch manager here. Is Renee Matheson here? Yep. Hi, Renee. Yeah. I said, hey, Ray, do you think your executive director would bring the trailer or what? This is what we want to do. She goes, oh, let me go check. So not even 20 minutes later, I get a phone ring, her executive director. When you need the truck? When I need the truck, guys? And they're like, next week. I'm like, oh, okay, next week. So made that happen, brought it here, and like that's our temporary plan. But we know it's actually for Oahu, so we said, okay, so what are we gonna do after that, guys? This just buys us time, right? What are we gonna do after that? So when you do the tour today, you'll see that we started we, meaning them, started framing the showers and the bathrooms for men and women and the ADA units. And we're hoping, when can we pau, guys? Next week. See, I don't commit dates. I ask them for the date. Okay, so next week, Bronson says going to happen, right? And then we said and within the last 30 days, National Guard was here for about 25 days. So you know the 5 days he wasn't here? Gil and I and Bronson was so sad. Yeah, we were so sad. It was like, oh, it feels slow, our progress today. Because the men and women of the National Guard, man, they work them hard. So amazing. I had to ask, like, what was the protocol? I go, hey, which one is the bosses? You know, they go, Brand, can just, the ones with the white hat, call them boss. I go, okay. So whenever I needed help, I would call those guys or women, boss. Like if I needed help, the white hat. And then Captain Trigger's here, like making everything happen on site and helping out our leaders here, Gail and Bronson. And then Leonard went to the Philippines. I never met this guy until 1 week ago. But he was part of the vision team. But in the 1 week that he's been here, like, oh my God, so amazing. Did you guys see that sunflower solar system? Like, what is that, right? And he's like, oh, Bran, you think it would be okay to install that? I go, I don't know who I gotta call. They go, oh, you gotta call Hawaii Electric Light. Oh, okay. Jay, you be okay or what if we drop this solar system? And he said, like in seconds, he called me back. Oh, yeah, Leonard already asked. I go, okay, right on. So just making sure, like, this is such an amazing leadership team. Like, no way. I can see why this build happened so quickly because everybody on site was such a contributory and such an amazing team to work with. We wouldn't be able to do that together without ourselves and, you know, with each other. So I appreciate all of you and all of your leadership. And I'm going to ask you to stay, but it's going to even be longer because we're going to... Oh, okay. Oh, okay. We're going to make an adjustment, and we're going to give it back to the MC. Hold on.
Okay. All right. I feel like everybody Portuguese up here. I don't know why. I feel proud to be Portuguese. We're not the only guys can talk plenty. No, so hey, I wanted to make sure that our dignitaries get a chance. So we're going to break protocol a little bit because our governor has to leave in about 15 minutes. But I wanted to at least call up our mayor, Harry Kim, and then if Governor Iggy can follow him. Harry, you'd like to say a few words?
I remember this Portuguese when they played football for me. I told him the other day I didn't know he could talk so damn fast. I'll make mine short. To all you guards, and I was here when you first came to put it up, start putting it up. Boy, you guys are something special. And to all the people that were identified, there's one person I want to bring up in regards to name, that's Mike Fujimoto, Daryl's boss of HPM. Before the eruption, in one of our meetings, I felt this guy tap me on the shoulder. It was Mike Fujimoto. He was on his knees because I was sitting in a chair in the hallway. And he said he didn't know there was so much needs. And at that time, he said, I promise you I'll be there to help. And by God, did he come through. Because he was one of the main organizers as far as the materials and letting Daryl work full time on this. I want to thank our governor. I think when he met me, he probably said, oh shit. Probably said more than that. But when this occurred, the people who don't deal with government, you don't realize, maybe you do. All you have to do is look at today's or yesterday's paper where Kauai, just starting in regards to that. And I remember last week someone said, my goodness, they're still living in cars. And look where we are today. And as I walked up, the reporter from Tribune Herald, I told him, isn't this great? You know why? Only because this is Hawaii. And number two, along with that, and I'll close, I know the eruption is still going on. I know all of you are still hurting inside, but I really believe this as I was sitting there. Yes, this eruption destroyed a lot of things, but this eruption also brought Puna together. Thank you.
The view from this side is very different than the view from this side. But let me just say this. The first time I came over, which is the day after the eruption started, I visited Gil and Bronson at the hub for the first time. And it truly was remarkable to see the community response. And you guys heard it. Gil and Bronson, it's not about waiting for something to happen. It's about doing, making the decision that something needed to be done, and then doing. And they just, it was remarkable to me to hear the commitment, to hear about the compassion of Gil and Bronson about, we felt we needed to do something. And so volunteers the land, whatever it takes to make it happen. And then I heard about this project. I talked to Darryl and heard it from the mayor. I'm not going to use the expletives, but it is very easy to see the passion in the mayor for the people of Puna. There was not anything that he was not willing to do to keep the community safe and provide for the needs. I know we had many discussions about, as the eruption was happening, about being compassionate in allowing the residents to get back into their homes, and the question about whether we can keep it safe. So when this whole project started to develop, it really was about what is necessary to help Gil and Bronson, Lance, and Darryl make it happen. So, as the mayor said, how can you say no to these great people who are just wanting to make something happen on behalf of the community? So, I just really am proud to be able to be part of this, to see what can happen in 30 days when there really is that can do. Like, take no prisoners, take no for an answer, always finding the way to yes, regardless of what that issue is. And, I'm really proud to be able to work with the mayor. It's great to work with a leader who doesn't care about who gets credit. It really is about serving the community. And so many people step forward in unbelievable ways so that we can be here today, 30 days later. So I just really wanted to congratulate all the people involved with this project. And, as the mayor had said, I had come over for the Pahoa High School graduation about a month ago. And it was remarkable to me to hear the young people talk about Pahoa will be known for its resilience. The kids talked about that graduating class having to live with the lava flow that threatened Pahoa town in their freshman year, and then Hurricane Iselle later on that year, and then in this year, the graduation being talked about being postponed or delayed because of this eruption cycle. And truly, the spirit and heart that I saw at that graduation, truly I see all around this community. It really is the people, place, and culture that makes Hawaii special. It's people like Gil and Bronson, Lance, the National Guard guys, not even asking. They said, can we allow them to do this? Absolutely. And because I knew that I couldn't say no. So congratulations to everybody involved. It is remarkable to see what happens when the answer is yes. Aloha and mahalo.
Thank you so much, Governor Egan. Really appreciate Governor being here. Make us feel important, right? Let's just face it, right? So thank you so much. And if you gotta go nowhere, you can just go.
I came to eat.
Oh, okay. That's right. We forgot about the food. Oh my gosh. Okay. No, I'd like to call up our next speaker, and then we're going to go into just kind of like making sure that we acknowledge as much people as possible, and then we can eat after that. But let me just share with you this next woman. She's like all at our senior functions, and pretty soon we think she's from the Big Island. So put your hands together, everybody, for Tulsi Gabbard.
Aloha. I'm a little bit without words, so I will only choose a few. I first met Gilbert, probably was close to midnight, down at the Pu'uhonua site within the first couple of days after the eruption had happened, and it's not going to surprise you that at midnight he was still working and clearing the lot and moving containers and making the place safe and accessible for residents to come in. And we were talking story. I was thanking him for opening up the use of his land for our community. And within a few days, I had to go back to DC, and I got a message to call Gilbert, and it was urgent. So I called him, and I said, hey, what's going on? And he told me about this idea. And he said, what do you think? And he was immediately, after he finished or was still working on the first project, was immediately thinking to the next thing. And as you've heard so many people say, as well as Gilbert say himself, that this was about the urgent needs of our community. And as I woke up in the morning in DC with 37 new text messages from all of the different Gilbert text chains, and I felt grateful to be on those text strings because I felt like I could be connected and hear about what was happening there, and also add my mahalos to the many hands that went into making this possible. So I'm so grateful beyond words to be able to serve this community and to represent you and to be your voice in Washington. What has happened here is just one manifestation, a historic one, but it's just one manifestation of what aloha really means. Amen. It is strength, it is love, it is compassion, it is care. It is all of those things that get us through the best times and the worst times. And all of you are what is great about Hawaii and aloha. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Tulsi. All right, thank you so much for that. So we're going to go ahead, again, continue with the program. So we're going to thank as much people as possible. And if you guys can bear with that, you earn your lunch. Okay, so hold on.
The National Guard's women and men. Please come up. I actually have a list of all their names. So I'll tell you them by name. We have Ryan Opak, Josiah Baisa, Anthony Blas, Jeffrey Corpez, Crystalline Dacu. And sorry if I'm butchering you guys' names, yeah? Broadley De La Cruz, Adrian De Los Santos, Marlon Domingo, Matthew Driggers, Jordan East, Richard Gallo, Roel Gallo, Joshua Johnson, Dion Ka'alakea, Michael Lopez, Sir Onagan, J. Pardo, Jonathan Rico, Gerald Ronan, Richard Sim, Manuel Soko, William Tolentino, and I think Jennifer Lynn Wong is the only one that's not here. But my understanding is they can go home today, this afternoon. And what island are you guys from? Maui! Maui! Woo! So they went set the footings, they framed the concrete, they framed this pavilion, they framed the 20 structures. Like we said earlier, like if we never have all of these national Hawaii Guardsmen, it's just from Maui, see, so it's not just a Puna project. This is a statewide project, right? We got Maui, and then we had like a dozen electricians from Oahu come one weekend. So we had Oahu contribution, we have Maui contribution. So as our mahalo back to these National Guards women and men, we have omiyage from Big Island candies. What you guys got in there?
Here's some shortbread cookies. And more cookies.
Thank you. Okay, so you guys got to stay up here. We still got more people to recognize. So when I call your business up, please come up. Okay, so we have Allied Machinery, Jeanette and Ruthie. Alpha Electric, Tony Smith. Andrews Fencing. Okay, these guys, Home Depot, and donate how much? 3,000 feet. 3,000 feet of fence that's around the perimeter. Andrews Fencing, when installed them on that one day that built, June 9. Big Island Container, Kimopa. Big Island Energy, Russell and Glenn. Big Island Granite and Countertop, Mark and Rachel. Okay, and if you guys are able to drive in, we are so grateful for Big Island Tree Service who cut back the bushes over there on the main road because you couldn't drive in, so Big Island Tree came and cut those bushes. Bright Idea Productions, Building Services, Dion Kawakami, Calvin Azevedo Contracting, Building Services, Dion Kawakami. Oh, did I go backwards? Civil Construction, CMC Steel, Ben. County of Hawaii, DPW. So, you guys see, when you was driving in, you used to have holes, yeah, pukas in the road. Because the mayor and Willow Kabe had initiated that. They go fix the road, asphalt. No more pukas anymore. Yeah? So we want to thank the mayor and Willow Kabe for initiating that with DPW and Neil Azevedo. Earth Carvers, Les Wilson. Edwin Deleuze Trucking and Gravel, Kevin Balog. Electrical Engineer Kelly Short. Engineering Partners, Yen and Mark. Extreme Drywall, Wayne Alice's. Ferguson Waterworks, Timothy Ilisaga. So this guy donated 3 septic tanks in the back. Yeah? Like, amazing. Like, what? You got septic tanks. We never get 1, we got 3. Yeah. And it was with the leach field. I'm like, what is a leach field? But awesome. Leach field. Earth Carvers, Les Wilson. Yeah, I thought it was leeches. I was like, why would I have leeches? Edwin Deleuze Trucking and Gravel, Kevin Balog. Okay, I did on GF Painting, Glenn Ferrera. Glover, Concrete Sidewalks. See the sidewalks you guys standing on? For accessibility, yeah? Core was done. Huh? And a civil engineering, yeah. Nash, yeah, Paul Nash. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, Erdan, thank you. Yeah, they was the ones who recommended the toilets and the showers. Thank you so much. That's coming up as well. But you know the concrete wasn't poured yesterday. And Gil would ask the day before, right? And they came the next day. So we were able to get sidewalks. Goodfellows, between Goodfellows and Meriden Pacific. So that's Colin Thompson. He's out there. So they're the guys who's building Puna Kai Shopping Plaza, right? So if you know this area, this was all bushes and maybe just a small area was cleared, but was bushes all the way across. Okay, Gil and his people went clean them out and level them, but in order to get leveled, you needed aggregate. Yeah, so I call that rock. Yeah. I was like, what are you guys getting fancy? Aggregate material. 30 to 40 truckloads? Nope. 400. Craziness. Okay, so I have here 4,000 cubic yards. Plus. And the use of heavy equipment, the D9. Okay, that came from Chainer Grader Roads for bulldozing and leveling the lot from Goodfellows Brothers. And then Colin right here is Colin with Meriden Pacific. Okay, and then as the build was happening, was it Kenji called, hey, you guys need gutters. We're like, okay, yeah, we need gutters. Kenji can come up, gutter man. Gutter brothers. Our nonprofit partner, Habitat for Humanity, Patrick Kearney. Is Patrick here?
Ethan's here.
Ethan? Ethan. Representing Habitat. Thank you, Ethan. Hawaii Electric Light. It's a representative here. And it actually was the ones who when drop electricity, because we're not supposed to have electricity in the unit. So what I've learned from Gil is, nah, Brad, we could just rough them. I'm like, hey, we're not supposed to put electricity on the units. That's what the paper says. And he's like, yeah, just rough them. So what I've learned from Gil, what I've also learned from my predecessor, just take a leap of faith and do it, and then ask for forgiveness. So at the end of the day, I was like, I better call the mayor's office. I'll not get in trouble. So I called Roy, and I was like, hey, Roy, just to give you a heads up, so my people would rough the units with electricity, but it's because of safety reasons. Get one interior light, one smoke alarm, and one exterior light for safety. Okay, so can you help me, let your people be okay with that? Because I know they got to inspect soon. So, and county made it happen, and county said yes. So Hawaii Masons Union Local Number 1, Tommy. Hawaii Regional Council of Carpenters, Dean Au. HD Supply Whitecap, Doug. Nope. Hilo Pumping Services, Sean Barros. Sean's here. So Sean and who's the other guy? Oh, Calvin Azevedo was the ones who set the septic systems in the ground, who educated me on leach fields. Yeah, sorry there. Sean Barros. Home Depot. So you first started with Lihua, and then Fatih is the new manager with Home Depot. Oh, both are here, yay! Lehua and Fatih is here. From Home Depot, again, 3,000 lineal feet of ranch-style fencing. Hansador, Douglas Herolaga, Materials Through Habitat, and who gave us first dibs on whatever materials we needed. HPM Building Supply. So we have Jason Fujimoto here. You know, again, they designed the units and the layouts. I get choke calls. People want to know what's the design of the units. I go, I never buy the design. You better call HPM. That's their design, so call them. IBEW LU1186, the electric. Don De La Cruz. So this is a dozen men and women from Oahu came one Saturday. Kimo Kahele. Local Union number 680 and 630. Maximo. Loeffler Construction, Carolyn and Buddy Loeffler. Miranda Country Store, Wayne. Odom Corp, Kaio Tanaka. Pacific Pumping and Portables, Warren Cummins. Performance Concrete, Guy Ioa. Puna Rock, Tyson. Puna Web, so Carrie. So I think one day they came down, instead of the security doors, security screens, Puna Web donated those. They got a discount from Lowe's and brought it on the bill day. So we want to appreciate Puna Web. Sanborn General Contracting, Jason Sanborn. Sean Callis Drywall. Shigehara Plumbing. So Keith is taking the lead in building the bathrooms and the showers back there. See, I still get pages. Bear with me. Shuki Trucking, Eddie. Smart Flower Pacific, John McEnroe. So John is here. I saw him earlier. So if you guys have any questions about the Smart Flower Pacific solar system during the tour, go see him. Because that is, from what they tell me, the first in the state ever to be installed in Hawaii. Because only Philippines apparently let them do it. But it produces 4,000 kilowatts per hour. It's a continuous tie to the grid. In the evening it closes, and in the morning it opens up like a flower. So again, if you guys want to know more about that, a new system at retail. So this is the value.
When you go into the outlines of Puna, don't be distracted by what you see. And what really hit home for me about that is that Puna people are so resilient that when massive spouting fissure, no matter. Earthquakes, no matter. Hurricanes, no matter. What matters is the aloha that everybody has for their neighbors, for their ohana, for their community. And so To everybody up here, mahalo to all of you. We were very honored to be able to participate in this because of you guys. You know, through the generosity of our donors, we could, you know, help with the material purchase so that you guys could do your thing. So mahalo to all of you for that. And mahalo to my boss, Tulsi, for letting me take the time to work on United Way stuff. And Brandy and your whole team, mahalo nui for making it happen. To Daryl for giving us the call. Where's Daryl? Probably hiding. To Daryl for giving us the call and letting us be a part of this. So mahalo nui to everybody. Mahalo for being here.
So other financial sponsors?
But I got it right there.